Hello, y'all. How are we doing today? Oh my gosh. It is just nutsy lately. I don't know what's going on with the poof right here. It's kind of driving me bonkers. Like trying to do like my recordings earlier today and I'm like, we got poofies. Like, what is going on? All right, I got to get our last feed up here. So today, y'all, we're talking about family involvement in the kitchen. Oh, yeah. So much fun. All right. Now, just in case, if all y'all are just some of my jewelry followers, honey, I've got some awesome stuff coming out to you later tonight and over the weekend. And hopefully our jewelry feeds will start feeding back out like they're supposed to next week. So you're not just being bombarded with homemade breads, because I get it. Not all of y'all are about homemade breads. And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Okay. So I got to finish bringing this last one up. Okay. Family involvement. All right. Okay. I think we're done. I think we got it going out. So, y'all, jump into the comments. Let me know what some of your top takeaways from our live challenge have been so far. Okay? I would love to know. So, did you happen to catch our... So, let's see. Day one. Let me grab my folder. Let me grab my book over here so I can kind of make sure I'm sticking with what I'm supposed to be doing. So, day one was everything that you need to know about your baking pans. Okay? You know what? I forgot to check. Sound. Okay, yeah, we got sound. We're good. Good. All right. So I will be answering questions as they come in if you guys have any questions. So don't be afraid to shoot me any questions, y'all. And I would love to hear from you and what you've got going on. All right. So as long as everything keeps going good. Like this camera seems like it's not quite right. It's like the lighting is like all messed up. Okay. Give me a second. Let me move that and see if I can't get rid of some of this funky lighting I've got going on over here. So, like, I'm like in this crazy weird shadow. I do. Like, okay, like here on Instagram, you guys can't see this, but like on our Facebook one, it's like from here down, it's like black. We gotta fix that, okay? So let's fix that really fast. Bear with me while I move the cameras around just a little bit, y'all guys, because there's still like this black shadow. What is going on? Okay, you know what? We can fix that though. We can fix that. We can. And we got too much effort. So let's see if we can get rid of this weird funky shadow we got going on over here, because it's funky. It's bad. It's bad. It's grim. It's bad. Now this camera's in front of the other. Okay, bear with me, guys. The setup up here is a little funky that I have to do. All right. It's still not good. Oh, still not good. Oh, I don't know, guys. I don't know why there's such a weird shadow. This is why I stopped recording up here in my office, because it was like nutsy. I don't even know why it's causing this weird shadow, but it is. Oh, well, you know what? We're not here for the looks on that today, because we're talking about bread. All right, we're talking about bread. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Okay, so that's going to screw up me seeing comments, but I will do my best to work with it. Okay, so like, that's really going to bother me, okay? Okay, so... why is it doing that? Well, now I'm a little crooked, but oh well. At least it's not like black. Okay. So, y'all, seriously, jump into the comments and let me know what's going on with y'all. And I will get this to stop, like, spinning around. I'm being all funky like over here. Okay, I think we got something. A little bit there. I apologize, y'all. I don't like doing that stuff when I'm, like, actually on the live. I just didn't know it was going to do that. So weird. Okay. So, let's see. Day one, we were talking about all the things that you need to know for your pans. Ooh, yeah. Okay. And then, I got to swing back because I'm like almost a month behind on this. Can you give me a minute? Okay, give me a minute, baby girl. Mama's live, okay? I'll be done in just a little bit, okay? Okay, so we had the mastermind class, okay? Mastermind class was, it was awesome. So we dived into all of the questions that y'all have been having with your home breads and the problems that you've been having, getting them to actually raise up, to bake up correctly, and just all the things and what caused them. I give you the actual whys those were happening, okay? So if you're into baking homemade breads and you've struggled this year, if you haven't caught the free Master Winter Problem Solving Masterclass yet, go check it out. It's all of these are available on the YouTube channel. This live will be loaded up onto the YouTube channel shortly after we get finished. It takes about an hour or so before it finally posts out, but it's awesome, okay? And then, so then day one of the challenge, we dived into everything that you need to know about your pans and conditioning your pans. So good. So y'all have talked about the magic flip that I do with our bread when we take it out of the pans all the time. And that is what y'all coined it, not me, okay? The magic flip. Bloop. That's how your bread's supposed to pop out of your pan, y'all. Okay? And then day two, we went into all the details of what you need to know about your yeast. Because yeast is the key to being successful in baking your homemade breads. I'm giving you the whys everything's going wrong so that you can actually fix it, okay, y'all? And then, let's see, after that, we were all about the proof. So the proof is in the need, all right? So the way you proof your bread is going to change the flavors. It's going to change your textures. It's going to change the moisture content or the crumbliness of the bread, the springiness of the bread. All those things change with the proofing and with how you knead your breads, okay? Kneading also ties into, well, proofing and kneading also ties into whether or not your bread's actually going to be successful, okay? It's actually going to be successful if you can work enough of those glucoses out. So if you're doing like a no-knead bread, then you have to let it sit and wait and raise and just really soak up all the moisture so that it just naturally comes out of the grains, okay? And that's why no-knead breads, they are super easy. But you don't really have that hands-on connection to the bread, which just about kills me because bread is a living, breathing thing, honey. And I like to connect with the living world. I don't know about all y'all's, but I like to connect with the living world. Yeah, bread's alive, y'all. That yeast is alive, and it makes your bread come alive. Oh, yeah. So it's like creating this baby with your own two hands and watching it grow and just, grow and mature. And then it's all finally done, and it fills your home with the most amazing smells ever that just fill your heart and your soul and everything with just comfort. Ooh, the smell of homemade bread is almost as good as panning for gold, y'all. So I am a prospector, y'all. Literally, like, we love going out and doing gold prospecting. In fact, that's one of the favorite things my husband and I did when we were dating. We would take our gold pans out and we'd go pan up on the rivers and we'd go all of the mountains and we'd like pan springs and everything like that, looking for all those little trace minerals of the gold. And I don't care how bad your day, I don't care how small that gold is. The moment you see that little speck of gold in the bottom of your pan, ooh, the world is rainbows. Life is good, okay? You just can't help it. That little speck of gold is just a speck of hope. It's a speck of a new possibility, a new beginning. You know, like freedom. Freedom, honey. Oh, so good. Homemade breads are the same way. That smell of homemade bread, the thought of fresh out of the oven homemade bread, oh, like that just makes the mouth start watering, your belly just start gurgling, going, ooh, I need some of that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Excuse me, let me get a drink. It's still early yet. I know we're like heading on towards like lunchtime, and I'm like, oh, not nearly enough coffee. There's still way too much happening. We definitely need some more coffee. Having said that, I drink way too much coffee. Seriously, what is with like this little tough? Okay, I hate my hair on camera. Like in person, my hair looks all right, but on camera, oh, I tell you, on camera, it's like bleh. It always looks horrible. It really bothers me. It's like one of the few things I'm actually self-conscious about on camera. Like I don't really care about most of it, but on camera, it's like nuts crazy, okay? And like this camera over here, my Facebook camera and the YouTube camera, I tell you, like this black shadow, like it's just the way the camera's catching the light, but it's like really bad. Really bad. Like, what is causing that? Is it back again? Oh, okay, let's see if we can't get enough light in this room or something, because we've got some funky shadows happening, and it's gonna drive me nuts. Let's see. Well, I've kind of got rid of the shadows. I don't know. Oh, well. You know what? I got one more light. We'll keep that one on, too. Woo! We'll make it super bright in here, okay? So, I'm finally at least not, like, completely in shadows over here. All right. So, let's keep with this, all right, y'all? And then, yeah, so, okay. So when you are pulling that homemade bread out, it's just like finding that gold in the bottom of your gold pan. It just, makes you feel so good, and it's just comfort and freedom and peace and like this hope for a new future and freedom. And I already said freedom, but like the comfort that comes from homemade breads, it's beautiful, beautiful, honey. All right. So let's see. Let's keep moving on. I don't even remember what all classes we've done at this point. So we had the proof is in the need. We had all about your bread pans. And we went into some of like the information that you need to know about the type of bowls and spoons and all that I use and what I suggest. And all the details of like between glass pans and metal pans and all those good details, how to condition them. Okay, and then we've... let's see. Oh, and picking the right bread for your day, like the time that you have in your day is so important. So we have so many free trainings that we've already put together, and multiple of them are already on our YouTube channel. Now, depending on where you're watching this from, where you can find the most information about learning how to bake homemade breads is actually in our private bread baking community that I have, and that's over here on Facebook, and you can get into it. It's free, and it's just this place where we can connect a little bit more, and it's this beautiful, like, just little community where you can kind of call in on each other, and it's great, okay? And then so that is where all of the trainings, like online, actually started at. It started inside that little private group that I started years ago. All right? And, you know, it really was. Y'all in my group, y'all have like this special place in my heart. You do, okay? You have this special place in my heart, honey. And I love and I adore you guys. I do. I really, really do. Because without you guys, I never would have had the courage to actually move everything online. I never would have. And we just lost Instagram. Hi guys, how are you? Sorry. All right. So my stands are getting really wore out, y'all. They cause havoc all the time. So let's see if we can't get you back up. Now you're like pointing at the ceiling. Sorry guys. This gets a little funky when you've got multiple cameras and just all the things, okay? It does. It gets funky. It definitely gets funky, okay? But, you know, that's just the way it works. Okay, so, I done forgot where I was at now because the camera fell. But yeah, okay, so when I was doing the class, I can't remember if that was day 5, it might have been day 6, okay? So that was Monday or Tuesday of this week. And like I said, you can catch all the replays, the full live replays on YouTube too. So you can watch the whole series over there. And so I upload them as soon as I start the upload just shortly after the lives end, and I get it all reposted out to y'all. Okay? So if you've missed any of them, and like on Instagram, I didn't have you on with me last week. And that was mostly just because I had a different plan of how to send this out, and then it didn't work. You know, and that works, okay? So make sure you check out the YouTube channel so you can catch all the replays depending on where you're watching this. So on Facebook, they're all there on Facebook, with the exception of the Master Winner problem solving and finding success in your winter baking masterclass. That one is only on YouTube, okay, y'all? It's the only place I can load that size of a video. All right, so, okay, I know I covered more. I just can't remember what all I covered. Okay, so, but today, anyway, so make sure you go check out all those. And if you want the best, source for, you want the class that's going to tell you the best places to get started with the types of bread that you need to be baking, that would be our class about picking the right bread for your time. Because I go through and I give multiple different resources for you that you can go back through and you can find over there too. All right. And today we are talking all about family involvement. So y'all know that I am always, sorry, I'm multitasking poorly. Like my kids are always with me, okay? And so yeah, my kids are always with me, and it's just awesome. Like, I love my kiddos, but I'll tell you what, it gets stressful, guys. It really does get stressful, okay? There are some days where you just want to strangle them. And I love my kids, and no, I do not beat my children, despite what they might tell you. Yes, my older kids, and they're just like, we've had the worst life ever. I'm like, I think you turned out all right. Yeah, I think you're doing okay. Not that bad of a mom. I try to be a good mom. All right. So anyway, but it's just kind of fun because you get to see what all, like just to watch them grow, and it's, you know, it can really change things. Sorry, I had to get some more comments up. Anyway, all right. So when you are starting to involve your kids. The best thing to do is actually to start talking to them first. And I know some of you are going to be going like, what does talking with my kids have anything to do with baking? The way you talk to your kids, the way you talk to your family, and your openness, your willingness to talk with them sets the mood for how the baking experience is going to go. When you are more open about yourself and what's going on, why you want them to come join you, what it means to you, we're talking about your actual whys, like deep down in your heart, not just the, I just want some damn help, y'all. More than that, like, why do you want that person to come help you? Like, what does it mean to you if they actually come and join you? Why are they so much more important than everyone and everything else happening and going on? Why not your husband or your wife or your spouse or your partner, whatever it is in your case? Why not have them come in and join you? Why do you want, child number 3 or number 1 or, whatever, however many kids you got or grandkids or your best friend's kids, whoever it is that you have coming and join you in the kitchen? Why is it that you want that person to come join you? What does it actually mean to you if they do? What does it mean to you if they actually enjoy the experience with you? Or if they're begrudgingly there? They're only there because they feel as if they have to be, or that you're going to get upset with them, all that. You set the tone for all of that in the way that you speak to your family or your friends, your work, whatever, wherever it is. You can repurpose this part of everything. All right. Involving your family literally starts with how you communicate with them. And if you want to have a healthy, fun, memorable experience, then you need to actually talk to them like they're a living, breathing human being that has thoughts and has their own type of values and just all the good stuff. All right, I know that sounds weird, but that's where starting to bake in the kitchen really transforms. So I've always had a very open line of communication with my kids. I give my kids a lot of freedom. And they tell me all the time, like my older kids, they're like, Mom, you let us get away with everything. And I'm like, it's not that I let you get away with it. It's the fact that I treat my kids as adults. I treat them with the same respect as adults. I believe in their abilities to do stuff, to problem solve, to think about things, to be smart about their decisions and their choices as an adult, even when they're little. I talk to them openly. I trust them. There is no subject that is off the record, or not off the record, that is off limits in our house. There's not. We talk about everything. And in some ways, there's pros and cons to that. When your kids literally grow up being talked to and treated as if they were an adult, it changes things. Because you can count on them and they know what's actually happening inside the home. So say you've got all of these, how to explain them. Okay, so say you're going through a really, really financially stressful time. Finances is that one subject that can literally, change relationships. It's that one thing that can tear a person apart. It can tear a family apart. It can tear a marriage apart. Finances are a bad thing, okay? But if you don't talk about that with your kids, and I mean more than it's just too expensive. That's what I grew up with, was Mom, can I get this? No, it's too expensive. If I wanted that, I had to go earn the money myself. I literally had to go out and do my own PR work to get hired as a 10-year-old kid to mow lawns or to babysit or, help clean house, whatever it was. And I did this, okay? This was how I was raised. If you wanted that, you had to go earn the money yourself. But there was no communication about it other than, that's too expensive. Or I would hear all the time, no, we can just make that ourselves. We'll just get the base materials and then we'll make it ourselves. And that particular mentality as a business owner has actually hurt me. That's hurt me a lot because I did grow up in such an amazing, diversely skilled background where we literally made everything ourselves. And you never hired anything out because it was more expensive to hire it than it was to make it. On the flip side, though, as a business owner, that's not always true because your time is valuable that goes into it. And if you're not literally figuring how much time it takes you to complete these projects versus how much you would have to pay so-and-so to do it that's professional in just that field, that's all they do. They're going to be able to whip it out 10 times faster than you can, and the price that they're charging is going to end up being less than what you would charge if you were to do it for somebody else. But especially when you're first starting business, you don't think about that kind of stuff. You're just you're looking literally at the numbers right here, right now, not what the numbers could be a month from now. So when I first started off, that was a huge, a huge hurdle for me to get over. And it was simply because, that was the mentality back then. It really was. And that's still my parents' mentality. They kind of, give a little bit. But we didn't talk about the fact that growing up as a kid, we had no money. Ever. Ever. We grew up in this big house. We had a big family, big house. Mom and Dad built our house. Just like Rocky and I, alongside with our kids, my dad, my brothers, my sisters, we built this house literally with our own two hands. But it's a big house. And when you grow up in a big house and Mom and Dad just keep telling you it's too expensive, it doesn't make sense. You're just well, how can we have this big house if everything else is too expensive? The only reason why we had it was because we made it ourselves. And, we didn't have that open line of communication in my family growing up. And I always hated that because you'd walk into the room and if they were having an adult conversation, everybody fell silent. As a kid, that literally translates. Okay, at least how it translated for me. Now, yes, my family loves me and I love them and they're amazing. But as a kid growing up, I didn't understand it because I was intelligent. I was mature. I was intelligent. I was capable. I could handle it. But it was believed that just because I was a kid, that I couldn't. That it would somehow damage me to hear about real adult conversations. Talking about finances or about war or whatever it was going on. We didn't have those conversations. If you were under 18, if you weren't married, you weren't privy to those conversations because you weren't an adult. And I hated that. I hated it. It made me feel worthless. It made me feel as if I was never going to be good enough. And it made me feel as if I was never going to be intelligent enough that nobody would ever believe in me or count on me or think that I was reliable enough to fall back on, that my opinion didn't matter for anything. Now, that's not what my parents believed. But that's what it translated over to the kid. And I did not want that for my own kids. I didn't want my kids growing up with this low self-esteem, believing that they were never going to be good enough. That they couldn't ever just truly be themselves, be freely who they are. That changed a lot of things, y'all. It changed so many things. All right, from the way I was raised versus the way I've raised my own kids. And I've seen the difference like firsthand, because there's a lot of folks, even around here or even inside my own family, that still have that same mentality that you have to shelter your children from the true hard reality of life. That you can't have those conversations. And that's not the truth. The truth is your kids are very well able to comprehend and understand what is happening in the world. Like the hard truth, like the painful truths of things. They can handle it. Yeah, they're going to handle it in their own way. But that is no different than any one adult versus another. All right? So, if you want to be able to have that happy, open, just freely talk about anything where your kids will just come up and just say, Mom, guess what? This happened today, and I'm just not sure how I feel about it. I don't know what to do about it. What can I do? And they're not, if they do come up and say that, they don't want you to go out and fix it for them. They need to fix it, okay? They need to fix it. They need to problem solve it. They need to figure it out. But you, on the other hand, are their best cheerleader on the sidelines going, "You've got this, yeah!" Go kick their ass. No, that's the wrong way to say that. But I couldn't resist. But when they have real problems happen in their lives, because our kids have real problems happen in their lives, y'all. They do. They just do. But if they're never entrusted to literally handle their own problems in their own lives, and mom and dad always run in to take care of it for them, say there's a bully at school or something like that, is your kid going to come up and tell you about it? And are you going to run down to the school and literally turn into full-on fledged mama bear or papa bear and just have a conniption fit? That's not okay. And when we have that protective instinct kick in, oh, yeah, honey, to our kids, it enables them. It cuts them back, it cuts them down, all right? So, let your kids take care of your own problems, but you can be their advisor in the background with limitations. Okay? We literally talk about anything and everything in our house. There is no conversation that's off limit because a kid walks in. It doesn't matter if it is my 11-year-old son, 12-year-old son, or if it is my almost 3-year-old little girl that comes in, or if it's my eldest 19-year-old in the room and we're talking about real hard conversations. We talk about this stuff. We talk about depression. We talk about suicide. We talk about everything. We talk about those bad relationships. We talk about healthy ways of getting around it. We openly talk about these things, y'all. We talk about finances. We talk about all of it, all right? And in doing that, it actually makes it so our kids are comfortable coming up and talking to us when they do have a real problem. And when they've got plans going on, if they actually have a plan to an event, they actually talk to us about it. They're not afraid to say, yeah, we're going to go out and do this. Or, hey, I think we changed our plans. We're going to go do this. I'm like, that's cool. The only request that we have is that, if they're not going to be where they said that they were going to be, that, they shoot us a message or give us a call and let us know. That way, if something does come up, that they do literally need help, we know where to find them so that we can come help them when they literally need help. And we will. We'll be there in a heartbeat. But otherwise, we let our kids take care of their own problems, but we talk about it. They'll go out and do whatever they've got going on. Say, there was a dance last night. Yeah, we talk about that. So what happened? How was it? The whole works. Yeah, that sounds like normal, chit-chat, right? But we go into actual details, and our kids start the conversation. not us. Like, we might, initiate it, but it's our kids that lead the conversation. Because we know that sometimes things happen that they're not always ready to talk about. Like, we know there's something wrong, but it doesn't mean that they're ready to talk about it right that minute. Just because you want to talk about it doesn't mean that they are. So we're patient and we wait with our kids until they are ready to talk about it. Because sometimes stuff happens and you've got to go through a healing process before you can actually tell other people about it. Even those that are most dear to you, and you know that you have their confidence. Bringing your kids into the kitchen starts with how you talk to them. Now, I'm not trying to say that just because this is what I do, this is what you have to do. Absolutely not. I mess up all the time. I'm not the best parent. I don't know everything. Absolutely not. I just want to clear any possible confusion on that, just in case. But our kids know that if we are having a rough day, that we're having a rough time, that we can talk to them too. It's open communication. Raw, honest, open communication. And I'll tell you what, there is very little fighting that actually happens in our house. Literally. I mean, it spans years between actual fights in our home. And normally, when a fight does happen, it's because somebody jumped the gun and they misinterpreted something, or they're just like, you're going to let that happen? And they're like, what are you even talking about? I haven't heard about it. The moment someone hasn't heard about something, but yet something's happening, that's when that seed of distrust gets implanted, and then all hell breaks loose, okay? So when you're involving your kids in the kitchen, you give them that same liberty in the kitchen, okay? They're going to be making messes, and making messes is just life, okay? That's part of baking, okay? So bringing your kids into the kitchen and letting them bake, they're going to be making all these great big huge messes, and they're going to be experimenting. They're going to be seeing what works for them. Just because you need your bread like this, and they want to knead their bread like this and walk around the house, there ain't nothing wrong with that. That's their own way of doing it. Okay? That is totally, totally cool. All right? So you got to give your kids the freedom to make their own mistakes and the freedom to figure out how to fix that mistake. Okay? Without you, literally, pushing them off to the side going, you're just doing it all wrong. This is how you got to do it. That's not the way a healthy baking relationship starts inside a family, okay, between an adult and a child, okay? That's not how it starts. It starts with, hey, I'm making some bread. Would you like to come and join me? These are the recipes we have. This is the type of bread that we can make. Which one would you like to do? Let them take the lead. And just go, no, you pick yours, and I'm going to do this one. You pick which one you want to do. Or, vice versa. They happen to pick this one. Oh, I like that one. Do you mind if I make that one with you too? All right, you both have your own bowls. You do all of your own mixing. Now with little kids, it's different. They literally just get their hands into your flour. They throw it all over. Half the time, they'll get your flour bag and just have a flour, fight party and just make a huge mess. You know what? Every mess can be cleaned up, okay? So just take it easy. Seriously, relax. It's okay. It's not the end of the world because there's flour on the floor. Just don't slip on it because it's slippery as hell. That can hurt. All right. So just let the messes happen. Messes is a part of baking. It's just that simple. And if you've got kids, oh, definitely, there's going to be some messes. And you're going to have destroyed dough. You're going to have your loaves sitting up on the counter, raising up all nice and beautiful. Or you're just about ready to put them in the oven, and you'll go over and one side has been completely ripped out. And it's all sunk down. And there is some kid running away with chipmunk chicks and they're trying to chew their raw dough that they stole. Kids love dough, okay? They love raw dough. It's not good for them, but they love it and they can't get enough of it, okay? So you do have to set your ground rules. And the younger they are, there's different steps, okay? There's different variances that changes as they mature and they grow. And you'll have moments where they're just super, super mature while they're really little and they're great little help. And like they really listen to everything you tell them. And then like the next month they go through like this regression and they're just rebellious and they're just like, no, this is what I want to do, so I'm going to do this, okay? Your kids go through these stages. Every time they learn how to do something new, they go through this great period of growth, and they just are, they're like, as a parent, you're just looking at them, you're just so proud of them, you're so excited to be a part of it, and then like the next month, they turn into demons, and they're constantly questioning the rules, and they're pushing their boundaries, and you know, they're insisting on doing it themselves and this and that. Let them do it themselves. You still have to enforce your rules, but let them do the things themselves. They're trying to show you that they are capable of doing it. They're trying to show you that they are mature enough, they are capable enough, they are skilled enough and intelligent enough to be able to do this. And once they learn how to do it, that's when the problem-solving part actually develops in their minds of, okay, I did this, but it didn't work out this time. It didn't work like it did last time. So what did I do wrong? Like, how do I fix this? This is healthy development for your kiddos, y'all. Okay? And it's better to let them go through these rebellious stages, preferably without losing your mind. And remember that your kids are not always going to want to join you in the kitchen. And y'all have been with me, for anyone that's been with me for a good long while, you know my kids are always in the kitchen with me. There's seldom a bake that happens that I don't have my babies in the kitchen with me. And that is included inside my course, Homemade Breads for the Busy Parent. And I teach real life baking. That's what I teach. Like, I love going live, y'all. I love doing live. But I'll tell you what, if I click live on that camera and I'm doing a bake, guaranteed, my kids are going to be on the counter. They're going to be dancing. They're going to be pulling goofy faces in the camera. They're going to do nothing but just mess the whole time. Now, if I'm just recording, they could care less. I'm doing the exact same thing. But there's something about that live button that changes the atmosphere in my house. And my kids just turn into obnoxious, tormented little devils, all right? I love my kids, but they turn into devils, all right? So, when your kids come and join you in the kitchen, just remember there's going to be good days. There's going to be bad days. But the whole point is the more they see you do it, the more interested they're going to be in doing it with you, all right? The more you talk to them openly and just tell them why it's so important to you. I mean, deep down, get nitty gritty, why it's so important to you, why you want this so bad, why you would want to spend so much time, energy, and effort to make your own homemade breads versus going to the grocery store to buy it. You talk about that deep why, the true meaning of what it is to you, the more they're going to understand it. Because we understand emotion. Everyone has some form of ability to understand the emotional connection. Okay, I shouldn't say everybody, because there are actual illnesses that can affect emotional. But when you talk about it openly and without, sugarcoating it or trying to fancy it all up or, trying to make it sound better than it really is, just talking about the true nature of the calling to you, your family can relate to that. And when your family is talking about the things that are important to them, ask them why it's so important to them. And don't interrupt them. Don't judge them. Just listen to them tell you their heart. Okay? And the more you do this, the more you encourage that open communication from the heart-to-heart conversation, without getting mad, without the tears, without being offended or twisting and turning their words to make an argument or any of that kind of thing, or making fun of them and tormenting them for it. Like that's a problem that we have. We torment in our family, and it's done with the best of intentions, but we are very, very sarcastic. And sometimes the joking can get out of hand, and then feelings get hurt because the joke never seems to end, and pretty soon people are going, okay, this was funny the first time, maybe, but it's not funny 5 years now. Okay, that's a problem that we have. We do take the joking too far. And, but at the same time, it's a way that we can actually just laugh about our wrongs. We can just laugh about the mistakes that we've made. And it forces us to, face the wrongs that we've done, okay? You can't ignore it. You have to just face the facts that, yeah, you done mess up, all right? So, when you are going through any changes like this, if this is something that, you want to go into, by all means, I never say that the way that I do things is 100% the only way to do it. I'm just teaching you and sharing with you what I've learned works and showing you the difference in what has happened with my own family versus what has happened in other cases. So, for example, parents come up to me all the time and they're just like, I just wish my kid would talk to me. What? I do all these things. I run all over. I'm constantly doing all these things for them, but they just won't talk to me. And it's just it's so maddening. And you know what, honey, it's okay. But that open communication, it starts with you. And if you want your kids to come join you, you've got to be open about it. And I wish I had a way to say this far more clear, short, sweet, to the point. I'm just not that good with words when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm a long-winded talker. I know it. But I know that it starts with communication. Open, raw, honest communication. Now, I say raw because you're literally talking from the heart. And it is in full honesty. But it's not, they're emotional subjects, but they are not emotion-filled, okay? I don't know how to explain that.
My keys are working on your door, and my keys were in your pillow.
Were they?
Yeah, and I locked the door with a game.
Did you?
And I put it down. I was walk, and walk to you and open my keys. That I did.
Speaking of children. All right, can you girls step out for just 2 minutes? Because I'm wrapping up right now, okay? Don't touch. Okay, be quiet. That will work.
I will.
No more markers. You have a marker problem.
Markers.
It's not really bad. No more markers. All right. So, short of, going full mama bear on my kids over here. When you start inviting your kids into the kitchen, y'all, truly, let them take the lead. Let them teach you. And talk to them in an open way so that they know why you want to do this, why it's so important, okay? And it's going to help the entire process so much. And it's going to be a stress-free. It doesn't have to be high emotion. Like baking happening, okay? Girls. Belle, leave those alone. Not toys. No, not a toy. Not a toy. So I was sewing this morning, y'all, so I've got my pins out, and they keep trying to steal my pins, and I don't quite grasp the concept of how bad those are, okay? Things do change with age, but yeah, you can still have these conversations.
That worked.
Well, can you go find the lids? Because the lids are downstairs, and then they'll start working again. Can you go find a lid downstairs and put on it?
I don't know really.
All right, y'all, we're going to wrap this up and bring in your kids into the kitchen. Bring in your kids into the kitchen. It can be fun. It can be a joy. And it can literally transform their worlds. Literally. It truly can. You really just... I wish I could tell how far the ramifications can go when you just openly bring your kids into the kitchen. Let them bake. Show them the basics of how to do it. Like just your basic instruction. And then let them have at it. And don't step in until they ask you to. Okay?
Oh, down.
I'm sorry. That is one of the biggest keys to success, is literally letting your kids take the lead and following their lead. No longer being the boss, but being equals. Now, yeah, you're still the boss, but your kids are showing you the way of how to do it.
What's your name? My name's Cartabella, and I love
And you love what?
Tiddits.
Tiddits? What's tiddits?
Tiddits from a good doctor take me to a train.
Oh, you want to go on a train ride?
Yeah, and to outer space.
Oh.
And I'm a do on a train too.
Okay, they want to go on a train ride to outer space. They want tickets to go on a train ride to outer space. All right. My dears,
and
let the baking... Okay, can I
and
take...
then boom and boom and boom.
All right, that's very good. May I finish? Okay, my turn?
Okay.
Thank you. Let the messes happen. Okay, y'all? And let your kids just kind of go wild within...
I want to go in. I want to
wait,
go
your
on
turn.
the space and in the castle and in the train.
Wait your turn now.
I'm going to be a witch.
Okay.
I want to be a witch too.
Okay. Now wait your turn. It's mommy's turn, okay? Yes? Okay. Let your kids take the lead and let them show you how to do it. Give them the basic instructions of how and where to start.
I have some.
Okay. Just in case, for clarification, Ellie keeps getting scissors, okay? Ellie has given herself like a mullet. Oh, okay. Yeah, my daughter's hair. It's bad. And there's no fixing it at this point, unless I just shave her.
Scissors.
Thank you. No scissors. All right. So, y'all, let your kids take the lead. Let them teach you how to bake. All right? Ask their opinion. So, if they ask you, like, Mom, do you think this is good? Or Dad, do you think I did a good job on this? Instead of saying things like, yes, I'm very proud of you. Or, oh, wait, I think we need to change this or that. If there's nothing actually wrong with it, that's going to affect the bake, then you know, don't correct them on it. Let them learn their own mistakes. And, okay, Belle. Hey, Belle, stop. Let them make their own mistakes. And let them correct their own mistakes. Let them lead. So when they say, you know, do you think this is a good, do you think I did all right on this? You know, validate it with, like, turning it around. Not, yes, I'm very proud of you, but, well, what do you think? How do you feel about it? You know, are you proud about it? You know, like, flip it around. It's like Belle, she's constantly asking me all the time about, you know, what does this say? And I'm like, I don't know. What do you think it says? Things like that. It validates your children's thoughts.
What is my finger?
You tell me.
My fingernails are pretty.
They
This
yes.
fingernails are pretty too.
All right. Letting your kids take the lead. Letting them teach you. Letting them tell you what they feel, what they think. Without judgment, without criticism, without the biasness, without, you know, all the things as a parent that we try to do, without protecting them. Okay, girls, you gotta hop down because I gotta hit some buttons here in just a second. Here, hop down for a second. Everyone, hop down. You know, that's gonna change your baking experience with your kids. Hey, Belle, watch out. Belle, watch out. That's going to change the baking experience for you, and it's going to change the baking experience for them. All right, my dears, we will see you Monday with our next bake class. No, we're going to wrap this up. Y'all have a good one. And if you have questions, drop them down below. Let me know, okay? See you guys.